So here is a video in which I'll explain you different methods to find out LCM. There are many methods to find out LCM, and don't consider that if we do all methods we will get confused. No, it is not so, because with different methods, if you try out to find out the LCM, you will get a deeper and deeper insight into what is LCM. Okay, so it is always good to try on different methods. The very simple method is to write down the multiples. For example, we have seen in the last video that the multiples of 3 was 3, 6, 9, 12, 3 5s are 15, 3 6 are 18, 3 7s are 21, 24, 27, 30, 33 and so on. So if I have to find out the LCM, LCM means least common multiple, okay. So the second number is 5. If I have to find out the LCM of 3 and 5, I have to search in for least common multiple, okay. So the multiples of 5 would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 and so on. So the common multiples are 15 and 30, and since the list goes on and on, we will find more. But we don't need to do so because we are asked to find out the least, and the least common multiple is 15. So the LCM of 3 and 5 would be 15. Let's try out one more example with this. Find out the LCM of 12 and 15. What we have to do is simply write down the multiples of 12. I'm just writing the multiples till 10 only. I hope that I would find the least common multiple within this limit. If we do not get, then we have to extend our multiples. So which is the common multiple? 60 is the common multiple. So the first multiple which we arrive, which is common to both of them, is 60. Therefore the LCM of 12 and 15 is 60. So this is very simple method, but it is applicable actually to all numbers, but it becomes tedious as the number is bigger and we do not find least common multiple initially and it comes later on in the series. Then this method becomes very tedious. That's why we do not use this method very much. This is being taught to children so that they understand the concept of LCM. So let's move on to the next method, which can be applied to bigger numbers. See, this method can be applied to bigger numbers too, but it is not very much feasible on time. It takes a lot of time if the numbers are bigger. So we switch on to different method, and that is prime factorization method. Now, what is prime factorization? In prime factorization, we list down the factors of number into prime numbers. Let's take the same example, 12 and 15. So the prime factors of 12 would be 2 6 are 12, 2 3 are 6, and this is 3 1 are 3. So 12 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3. Any number can be written as the product of their prime factors. See, prime factors means these all numbers have to be prime numbers. 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number. If you do not understand what is prime number, I have explained this in the video of HCF. You look into that first and then you can understand what is prime numbers. Okay. So the prime factors of 15 would be 3 5s are 15 and 5 1s are 5. Okay. So it would be 3 into 5. Now we have to look for the common prime factors, and the common is 3 and 3. You have to look for the common number in these two series, and I will write it down once. And there is no other common number. So I have to write down the remaining numbers as well. So I will write down the remaining numbers as it is because I do not find any other common prime number. So if I multiply them all, it would be 5 2s are 10 and 3 2s are 6, so it would be 60. The LCM is 60. So this is quite a simple method and it is mostly used in finding out the LCM. So should I take one more example? Let's take an example 49 and 28. I have to find out the LCM of 49 and 28. So the prime factorization of 49 would be 7 into 7, and the prime factorization of 28 would be, I have to look for the common factors and I have to write them once. Okay. Now don't write these two as one. Okay. We have to find out the common between any two numbers, of which we have to find out the LCM, and we write it once. The rest of the numbers, because there is no other common factor, so we will write it separately. All the numbers should be written separately. So it would be 49 into 4, and that would be 196. So the LCM of 49 and 28 would be LCM. We will know more about LCM in later videos. Now let's look at one more method, and that is the division method. Division method is the fastest method to find out the LCM because we don't need to find out the prime factorization separately. We take all the numbers and find out the LCM. For example, let's take the same example, 12 and 15. So I have to find out any number which is the common factor of both of them. So they both are divisible by 3, or we can take 2 also, and only 12 will be divisible, but right now I've taken 3. So it would be 3 4s are 12, 3 5s are 15, and for the rest of the thing, because 5 is not divisible by 2, you will take out 5 like this only, and we have to continue till we arrive at 1 1. So this method is effective in finding out the LCM of more than 2 numbers also, and all the methods which I am telling you is applicable in any situation. So you can use any method, but this method is widely used because this is the fastest method, and children love to do it because they do not have to work much. So again it would be 60. I think I should take some bigger number. So let's take 120 and 180, 120 and 180. If you can find out any bigger number through which you can divide both of them, then you can take. Otherwise you have to take prime numbers only. Suppose I can see that these both numbers are divisible by 10, so I can take 10 also, although it is not a prime number. So it will be 12 and 18. Next I could see is 2. I can divide both of them by 2. Then I can divide both of them by 3. And now 2 and 3. So we have to multiply all these numbers to get the LCM. So it would be 10 into 2 into 3 into 2 into 3. And that would be 3 to the 6 to the 12, 36 and 360. The LCM would be 360. So this is the fastest method. Try some on your own. Now again, I like this method very much because this method explains the concept of LCM. If the kids are very small, I think you should tell this method to them because it will help them to solve various word problems, because it gives a visual thing to them, the visual concept of LCM. So what is the number line? Number line, like you are writing 0, 1, 2, 3. Actually, this method is not used to find out the LCM as such, but this method is very effective in understanding, in making the kids understand what is LCM. So for 2, we have to start with 2 and then jump 2 steps. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and so on. Now for 3, we need to start with 3 and we have to jump 3 steps. So I would arrive at 6 and then 9 and then 12. Now for 4, I have to start with 4 and I have to jump 4 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. So all these 3 people are meeting at 12. That is why the LCM is 12. The place where all 3 numbers are meeting, 2, 3 and 4, is the LCM. See, here in this place, only 2 and 4 are meeting. So this is the LCM of 2 and 4 only. Here, in this place, only 2 and 3 are meeting. So this place is the LCM of 2 and 3. Okay, but here all 3 are meeting, and that is why the LCM of all 3 numbers is 12. Okay, so please explain this to kids so that they can understand where to apply LCM. I've made a separate video as to where to apply an LCM, and after watching that video you will able to relate to it, that how this method is going to make them understand where to apply LCM. Okay, there is still one more method, but I am not going to explain it here right now, because with this method we will be able to find out LCM and HCF in one shot. So before looking into this method we need to understand what is HCF first, and then in a video where I have linked the LCM and HCF, in that video I have explained this method. So you can take any method to find out the LCM. The most preferable one is the prime factorization method and the division method. So this is it for now. Thank you.
10 on 10 strives to make educational videos in a way that's easy for the student to understand the concept fully, yet in an easy way. Please subscribe the channel, share and like the videos, and if you find any problem in any of the topics, do write in the comment section. I'll be happy to help.